Hello, Twisted Humans. Just a reminder that we have a contest going for the punniest review for the month of January and February. So if you would like to be entered to win a merch item of your choosing, please submit those reviews on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, even Good Pods, and we would really appreciate it. And we are so excited to see what punny reviews you come up with. Keep it twisted. Hello, Twisted Humans.
Do you find yourself wanting to know more about the latest murder, conspiracy, cult, or haunting?
Then this is the podcast for you. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Sierra, and this is
Twisted and Uncorked. Welcome to episode 49, guys. We're almost at the big 5-0. Did we clap?
Yes, we clapped.
Was I there for it?
You clapped. You counted down.
Guys, there's a clip on our social media of this exact conversation somewhere. I say that as it's almost our podiversary. See what I did there?
Oh, yeah. It'll be tomorrow when you're listening to this. Tomorrow.
I did sneaky things. I'm like, did we clap?
I just figured you honestly didn't remember again.
No, I'm just really punny and I have the memory of an elephant, so.
You do. You do. Let me give you another fun fact to remember.
Oh,
did you know?
About elephants, I got really excited.
No. Did you know that the complicated-looking green code that appears in The Matrix is actually based on symbols featured in a sushi cookbook?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
No. I love those
The
movies.
code of The Matrix has not actually been cracked. It's just a sushi cookbook.
Not even.
Drawing
Oh my god.
symbol.
Does it say
Yeah.
which sushi cookbook?
It doesn't tell me which one. I bet I can find out though.
I want to buy it. Have you seen all of the Matrix movies?
I have not seen. You know, there's a brand new one in theaters right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard it's not great. Simon Whiteley is the production designer for The Matrix. His wife's Japanese cookbook. Her own Japanese sushi recipes is what it's from.
Is it available for purchase?
It has not told me, still, even on Wikipedia, what recipe or book it's from. It just keeps saying sushi recipes.
Do you like Japanese food? Or like sushi? Or are you a fan of
that?
I
love sushi. I love Japanese steakhouses. I really,
What's
really
your favorite
like Japanese
sushi?
Food. I don't like Chinese food as much as Japanese food. I know you didn't ask that, but just to clarify.
Chinese food is in
sushi...
like fried rice, veggies, chow mein.
Yeah. Okay. My favorite sushi, I like my sushi to be cooked because I do not like the smell of fish.
That's fair.
I have very strong nose and sense of smell, and I cannot smell fish. So I like.
This is where Sierra's
crab.
My other half, guys. I have zero sense of smell.
I like crab and tuna. And
okay.
That's about it.
Like
so my favorite
spicy tuna.
Oh, and shrimp. I like shrimp.
Like spicy tuna roll or whatever.
No. Like I want my roll fried. My favorite roll is usually the I mean different places call it different things, but the volcano roll, whatever the spicy one is.
Yeah.
That has like usually it has tuna and crab in it, or tuna in it and crab on top, or tempura rolls. I also like tempura rolls, like shrimp tempura, stuff like that.
Fair. The yam tempura
I actually
roll
found
with like crunchy bits on top is my favorite.
Yes.
So.
Gotta have crunchy on it.
I found if anybody knows what these crunchy bits are called, please tell us.
Yeah. Crunchy. I mean, when you look at the menu, it literally just says with crunchy. That's what I want. I want something with crunchy.
Not sure what it is. I want it with crunchy at a Japanese restaurant, and I want it with crunchy at Taco Bell.
Exactly.
I want Taco Bell so bad.
I had Taco Bell today. I have Taco Bell almost every day. I am not ashamed.
Bitch, you don't gotta rub it in.
I love Taco Bell. Tell me your fun fact.
My fun fact does not make me as hungry as this conversation has, but it is super cute. Parrots will help each other out selflessly. Researchers have discovered that parrots will voluntarily help each other obtain food and perform selfless acts. According to the most recent study in 2020, published by Current Biology co-author Auguste von Bayern, noted that African gray parrots were intrinsically motivated to assist each other. But the opposite individual wasn't their friend in order that they even if the opposite wasn't their friend in order they behaved pro-socially and would help each other obtain food. They would be like cuddly and warm when the other would need companionship, etc. So birds often outlive their human companions. African gray parrots are a species of bird that you can purchase to own as a pet.
Mm-hmm.
And they're so fucking sweet and cuddly, and they're just like, hey, I might not like you, but you need some food, so I'm gonna go and get it for you.
I actually heard a story recently about crows that helped humans, and it has made me want to start finding crow friends.
Oh my god, I'm gonna send you a really cute video of this crow putting pieces in a toy and getting food from a fucking stranger. It's really cute.
Yeah, crows really love shiny things,
They do.
and they like food. So you're not supposed to because it messes up the flow of nature. But
Whatever,
if you feed
they're
crows,
scavengers.
if you feed crows, you can befriend them, and you'll know when they are starting to like you and are the same crows you've been feeding when they start bringing you shiny stuff.
Oh!
They think you're worth bringing shiny stuff to. And I heard this story about this guy who decided to befriend the crows, and they started bringing him shiny stuff, and he was feeding them all the time. And then people in the neighborhood, when they would come on his property, the crows would start like cawing and like swooping down like to protect the guy, because they're like, get away from our friend.
Yeah.
So then he was like, okay, the only way we're going to solve this is if the crows like all of us. So then the whole neighborhood started feeding the crows, and the crows wouldn't freak out anymore. And then one person in the neighborhood had like a heart attack or like a stroke or a fall, and he was just laying in his driveway, and the crows started freaking out and like cawing really loud and flapping all about, and everyone was like, what's going on? So they came out of their home and they found the guy on the ground, and the crow was basically like, our friend is hurt, come and save him. And it's just the sweetest thing ever.
Cry.
I really want to befriend some crows.
I'm gonna cry. That's the sweetest thing I've ever heard. Well, they're in the top 5 most intelligent animals in the world.
They're really sweet.
They are. I'm gonna make you a shirt that says you're worth bringing shiny stuff to. Also.
Oh. Anyway.
So, speaking of crying, I need a drink. Sierra, what are we drinking today?
Today we are drinking a sangria.
I'm gonna call it the crow sangria.
The crow sangria. With our Hive and Honey white wine from Monterey, California.
If you have not listened to last week's Funny Business, go and check that out.
It's a white wine, okay.
We misunderstood the assignment, okay?
Yeah. Anyway, it is Hive and Honey mixed with pomegranate juice, mixed with pomegranate, mixed with apples, mixed with oranges, mixed with brandy. And it's pretty good. My pomegranates are in my other half. Whoops, sorry.
I'm just aggressively stabbing at my drink for
Whoops,
anybody
sorry.
that's watching on YouTube. And Kylie, one of our wonderful patrons, made fun of Sierra a little while ago
I
about
know, I
licking
saw that.
her rims on camera.
Maybe subconsciously, that's why I don't have a rim this time. Thanks a lot.
Kylie, God. When I saw that, I laughed so hard. I'm like, Sierra's a pretty girl. She can't do that on camera. Guys, if you're gonna mix sugar with peppermint, you're gonna fucking lick it too, okay?
Yeah. I mean, if we have enough viewers watching this that one of them decides to take that video and do something disgusting with it, at least we have the viewers, okay? I'll take one for the team.
All press is good press. Thanks, Sierra. Thanks for taking one for the team.
I am covering a haunted episode today. That's why I'm wearing my
Your
Ouija
Ouija
shirt.
sweater. Is it Ouija
This
or
is
Ouija?
a spooky episode.
What do you say?
It depends on how. If I say board with it, I say Ouija board. But if I'm just saying Ouija, I say Ouija. I don't know why.
Me too. Okay,
I don't know why I do
Kevin
that.
made fun of me the other day. He's like, "What is a Ouija?" And I was like a Ouija board. And he's like, "You just said it two different ways."
Yeah. Whenever board is with it, I feel like the A doesn't make sense, but it ends in an A. So
It does make sense. And that's also a really good movie if anybody's a horror movie fan and hasn't seen that one.
I haven't seen that one actually.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, today's episode, I will be covering a location that Time magazine put on its list of the top 10 most haunted places in America. This location has about 150 known spirits, at least 49 reported deaths, and has seen tragedies such as war, as well as merriment, such as luxury vacations.
Okay.
It is also known as the most haunted ship in the world.
Damn, we excluded that from our tennis list that we sent to them. We excluded boats. I was just about to ask you.
This is the story of the Queen Mary. And I have been wanting to cover this for a long time because I recently went to a thrift store and I found a Queen Mary shot glass.
It's so cute.
And I was like, oh my God, it's meant to be. I need to cover this.
We are very much about signs these days. I love that.
It was $4.25. I was like,
Worth
I
it.
need it. I need
Worth
it.
it. It's
Yes.
so cute. Are you going to take
All
a
right,
shot
here
out
we
of
go.
it?
I haven't used it yet. I haven't even cleaned it yet because I've been saving it to show it for this episode. Like, I didn't want anyone to see it until I finally covered this.
You got to include it in your sangria post, okay? I'm ready for your haunted.
You're ready to hear about the Queen Mary.
Yes.
The Queen Mary was built and first sailed in the 1930s as a luxury cruise boat. Rumor has it that it was meant to be called the Victoria, after Queen Victoria.
Oh.
However, when the creators went to get permission from the king, King George at the time, who was Queen Victoria's grandson,
And also
they
kind of a
weren't
dick.
clear enough on what they were asking. They said to the king that they wished to name their new luxury ship after the greatest queen to ever live. And the king replied that his wife Mary would be happy to hear they were naming the ship after her.
Ouch.
So, even though this is just a rumor, this should be the standard. Find yourself a partner like King George, one who will not hesitate to call you the greatest, even when being compared to their own family members. He's fucking amazing for that, okay? You are the greatest.
That is the standard for relationships now.
That is the
Everybody's heard
standard.
it.
The ship's build started in 1931, but due to the Depression era in Europe, it wasn't completed until 1934 with the help of a loan from the British government. In total, the cost to build the ship was 3.5 million pounds sterling, which in America today would have been $338 million.
Sorry, what?
$338 million.
Just a little bit of money.
Jesus fucking Christ. This ship was meant to set the new standard for what the words luxury travel meant. And even though it had some tough competition out of Germany and France, this ship was marketed well enough that it did become the new standard for luxury travel. Queen Mary had 12 decks for their 3 different classes of travel: tourist class, cabin class, and first class. Each class had their own idea of luxury, and their expectations were met. There were indoor swimming pools, beauty parlors, ballrooms, nurseries, dog kennels, a music studio, nightclubs, libraries, air-conditioned rooms,
Oh, hell yeah.
working telephones.
Sorry, what year was this?
1934.
Okay. I didn't think
Working
air conditioning
telephones.
existed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And even a Jewish praying room to show Britain's disdain for Germany's newly advertised anti-Semitism. So they're like, we're progressive before progressive is cool. Fuck y'all.
We are ahead of the game.
Yes. For a little reference, the Queen Mary was 15% longer, 28% wider, and had 3 times as much power as the Titanic, which was built in 1912.
Okay. That was
So 20
that was
years
at least
previous.
the 1920s. Fuck, I need to brush up on my history.
The capacity of the ship was set at 2,410 people, but as the years went on, it was important that this number be increased. By 1940, World War II was happening, and the 3 largest cruise liners, the Queen Mary included, were needed to help get Allied soldiers to the front lines. Once all the luxury was stripped out and the military bunks were put in, the capacity was officially increased to 5,500 people. Often, though,
people.
she carried up to 15,000 people per trip. And there was at least one trip where the Queen Mary carried a record-breaking 16,683 people at once.
Beg pardon?
Crazy.
And the ship was meant to carry about 5,000?
Yes. 5,000 after they took all the shit out. Before it had all the when it had all the shit in, it was only 2,000.
I'm so uncomfortable by that
2,000
number, then.
comfortably. 5,000 uncomfortably. 16,000 when they're military members, because who
Just
gives a
from somebody
shit?
that's seen Titanic, I'm upset.
Yeah. Another record broken at the time was how fast the cruise liner could travel. When it joined in on the military efforts, it was painted navy gray, and the name Grey Ghost was given to the Queen Mary because it was so quick that it often went undetected.
Don't like that
Fancy
either.
schmancy.
I don't know if I
She's a
like that
badass,
either.
Okay? She is a badass.
I know, but she has more people than she should.
Yeah. And is going faster than she should. Operating during the war was rough on the Queen Mary, but she survived it all, even a shipwreck at sea. The Queen Mary accidentally ran right over one of her own military escort ships, tearing it right in half and causing the deaths of 239 people on board the RMS Sangrias.
Excuse me?
Shit. How do you say that alcohol? Sangrias. Sangrias?
Curacao?
Curacao. There we go. Thank you. Sorry.
It's like, what are you saying?
The RMS Curacao. Yes. When the war was finally over, the Queen Mary did her final duties in the war efforts with the Bride and Baby Voyages, which was the event of her sending thousands of women and children to see their loved ones who were gone for so long. And then finally, in 1947, she was ready to continue offering luxury travel to wealthy people of Britain and America. Unfortunately, while the Queen Mary was away fighting a war, the rest of the world went on without her. More cruise ships were built, much more luxurious than she was, and travel by boat was becoming less and less popular now that planes were getting bigger and better. In 1967, the Queen Mary was retired. She took her last trip, the 101st, 101st, I don't know how to say this.
Either or, dealer's choice.
1001th trip to Long Beach, California, where she would become a floating hotel.
Floating hotel?
Hotel, yes. This is a good time to add in a couple little commercial breaks real quick. If you don't want to listen to the commercials, just go over to patreon.com/twisteduncorked. $1 gets you a full month of no commercials. And also bonus episodes. So check that out. Otherwise, when we come back, we will talk about the deaths that happened on board this boat. Be right back. We're back from our break. And we are going to talk about some of the deaths that happened on board the Queen Mary. The first death to ever happen on the ship was in 1936, when the first captain had a stroke in his cabin. Nothing too scary, natural causes, apoplexy, as we learned in the last serial killer episode. Apoplexy? What did we decide? Is it apoplexy or apoplexy?
Apoplexy.
Apoplexy. Okay. Someone can correct us if they want to. We probably won't listen.
Are you a doctor / nurse / somebody in the medical field that's rolling your eyes at us? Let us know.
For sure. The next death was in 1949. The next death I'm going to talk about anyway. That's a long period of time. I'm sure there were other ones in there, but these are the ones that are most remembered. 1949, the senior second officer died of poisoning after drinking either laundry detergent or acid that was in a gin bottle. He was offered the drink by either the captain or another member of the crew. They were just like, hey, you've been doing a real great job today. Go have a drink. It was deemed an accident, but it feels more like a murder to me. So
that, like the casual difference between cause of death.
Like, why would you put poison in a gin bottle and then offer someone gin? I'm not sure.
It's like poison or...
Yeah, like, you go ahead and have a drink of gin, but be careful, because one of them is poison. Yeah, I don't get it.
Mind your drinks, everybody. Watch them pour your drink. Okay?
Yeah,
that's our
and
life
only drink it if they drink
today.
It first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a group drink situation, like a sangria,
right.
for example.
Exactly. There are allegedly 2 women who also drowned in the first-class pool in the earliest days of the cruise liner travels, as well as a 5-year-old boy who fell overboard and drowned.
I'm sorry, why is it always a 5-year-old boy? Like, every haunted case we've covered, it's like a 5-year-old boy.
Oh, no, just wait.
Oh, God.
Every single cliche you can think of is haunting this ship. Okay? Not kidding. We'll get there.
Shit.
During the times when the ship served the war, Allied soldiers traveling on board the vessel... Oh, this is a crazy one. Allegedly, the soldiers got angry at a cook and murdered him by shoving him into the oven. They were just like, you're a shitty fucking cook. We don't like you anymore. Into the oven you go. And, they're 1940s unhinged, angry servicemen. So, whatever. They killed people all the time. I don't know. This is alleged, but it's fucking creepy.
I'm just like putting an orange into my mouth, like, what?
Yeah. There's lots of stories.
Excuse me, sir.
These are just some of the most memorable and tragic deaths that happened on board. Inside the Queen Mary, there are 2 plaques hanging on the walls. One that lists the deaths of 16 crew members, and another that lists the deaths of 41 passengers. Not to mention the people from the RMS Curacao who were killed in the collision. Some of whom were killed on impact with the bow of the Queen Mary. Some in the cold waters died of hypothermia, and some others are thought to have been pulled by the water under the Queen Mary and then chopped to pieces by its propeller.
I can't deal with the water, and then you sit down.
Yeah. So there are, again, like I said, there's 2 different plaques. The first one is a plaque of the crew members who died on board, their causes of deaths. I'm not going to read every single one of them, but I do have the pictures that we can post.
So
Their cause of deaths include skull fracture, laceration to the brain, found dead in bunk. This is the one, drank tetrachloride by mistake.
I love when we both lean into her.
I'm trying to see. Lost overboard, found dead in bunk, coronary thrombosis, stomach embolism, respiratory failure, meningitis, lost overboard, coronary thrombosis, bronchial pneumonia, fatal fall, crushed in watertight door, cerebral hemorrhage. That's the crew members. And then there's also a list of passengers. Heart failure, not recorded. Found dead in bunk. Newborn, seriously ill. Coronary something. Heart failure. Lost overboard. Infant, seriously ill. Pulmonary something.
I hate it.
There's so many. It just keeps going.
I hate it.
So many. Yeah. So for pretty obvious reasons, this ship seems to be haunted.
Everybody that ever wrote it ever was upset.
Yeah, let's just get right into the hauntings, okay? One ghost that is thought to hang on this ship is that of Captain John Treasure Jones. He was the final captain for the Queen Mary on her 1000th voyage and her 1001th question mark, I don't know, when he drove her to Long Beach. I literally put a question mark. I don't fucking know how to say that. 1001st? 1001th? I don't know.
I don't know. Both sound right. Somebody tell us.
Captain John Treasure Jones did not die aboard the ship, but he did quite love being the captain. So after his death in 1993, when people started noticing a cigar smell on board the Queen Mary, they assumed that Captain John Treasure Jones had returned to the ship to spend his afterlife aboard and smoke his favorite cigars. So that's kind of a nice spirit. Like how in the Stanley Hotel, most of the people didn't die there. They just come there afterwards.
Everybody needs a jovial spirit that just comes to smoke their cigars.
Yeah. Another spirit that is well known on the ship is the young engineer that was killed in Doorway 13. Some say that as the door was closing, he tried to squeeze through last minute and was crushed to death. Some say that he was playing chicken with the door and lost.
No thanks.
Others say that someone held him at the door as it closed onto him.
Hard pass.
Yeah. Now, people often see a young man standing near the doorway. One guide saw a young man standing there once and then noticed him suddenly vanish. When she told the crew about it, they showed her photos of past passengers, and she was able to point him out of a lineup, having never seen him before. Sometimes he asks people passing by if they can help him locate his tools. One couple jokingly asked the spirit if he wanted to go on the rest of the tour with them, and by the end of it, the couple had grease on their clothes. Many people since have walked through that same doorway and had ended up with grease on them as well. Most people just hear the bangs and the other tool-like noises coming from door 13. There are also 3 young girl spirits that like to hang around the ship. All 3 enjoy the pool area, but only one is known to have died there. Little Jackie was 5 or 6 when she drowned in the pool. Now, guests can hear her splashing about and calling for her parents in what is today the theater room. She also often answers questions when prompted. Some believe that she may have a friend with her at times, and maybe that's why the other 2 spirit girls hang out there to play. One spirit is believed to be named Carrie, but there isn't much other information about her. She also likes to hang around the boiler room. The other is Dana, and she is often in the archive room or the cargo area when she's not hanging with Jackie by the pool. Dana is said to have been murdered in room B474 by her father in a murder-suicide situation. Dana's mother and 2 sisters were found strangled on the bed, and she and her father were found shot in the bathroom. I did not find any police reports that recorded this claim, but this boat traveled around the 30s or 50s or 60s, and it's 2022, and the laws on cruise ships are still pretty shitty and confusing. So not having a police report at that time does not make it untrue.
It's like, it happened in the middle of the ocean. Whose jurisdiction is it? We don't know.
Whose jurisdiction? Nobody knows. Who cares? I do need you to allow me to share screen now, though, because I have a super creepy picture of a little girl.
No, I let you share screen, and I don't want to.
It's creepy. So this is a picture that this 16-year-old had hired professionally to get her pictures done for her Sweet 16. This girl hired this photographer to take her pictures. This girl was not there. This girl was not fucking there.
It was like, she was not hired to be in the photos. Okay.
No. That girl did not exist.
I hate it.
So there's that. Eyes are watering already.
I know. I was like,
Jesus. Another well-known spirit is, insert cliche, the Lady in White.
Hell yeah! She makes another appearance, guys. Go listen to our Listener Stories Volume 3.
Oh, it gets... Listen. So this woman wears a 30s style slim white dress and is often seen dancing. She dances in the salon, which used to be the lounge. The piano that was once in the lounge now sits in the hotel lobby, and the Lady in White must have loved dancing to the piano music. When she's not in the salon, which used to be a lounge, she hangs out in the lobby near the piano. Many guests report seeing her coming down the stairs to the lobby or coming through the elevator area to get to the lobby. William Eric Stark, which was the man who drank the poison, is another spirit who is commonly seen and heard. His ghostly presence is seen in or near the captain's cabin, and also he can be heard choking or coughing in that area as well. Another ghost is one who is just called Grumpy. Apparently, he growls at guests all over the ship, but mostly near the pool. According to guests who have heard him growl, the growl
I
sounds
hate
like a
that.
real living person trying to make a sound that he thinks a scary ghost would sound like.
I hate
Some
that.
even
Like,
claim-
not seven dwarf like Grumpy, just demon.
Well, not even. I mean, yes, but some even claim to hear him snickering and laughing after he growls. So, like, whoever Grumpy is, he is just having a grand old time haunting people in
He's
his
like,
afterlife. He's like, I know what'll get him. I'll growl. That's like me in the afterlife. Like, I just want to spook you a little. Okay, I'm gonna laugh at it,
But
I
then
wanna
I
spook
can't
you a
take
little.
myself seriously also, so.
Right.
Alright. I hate it, but alright. If somebody
There's also
growls
a
at me, I'm
couple-
out. Okay.
There's also a couple of ghosts. They're a couple. Their names are Sarah and David, and they wander around looking for their children, which is kind of sad. There's 2 young boys who roam about, thought to be named Daniel and Jeremy. There are 2 men named Jack and Terrence, who are believed to have died during the war, who now like to tug on guests' clothing at the pool.
Please don't.
And there's a woman in a bathing suit who also hangs out near the pool, whose wet footprints you can see,
No.
which also reminds us of the Listener Stories Volume 3.
Yep, hard pass.
Yeah. And then there's 2 creepy dudes. One is just called the Dude. And he likes to get way too close to people at the bar and make noises in their ears. The other...
I've never hated a statement more than that one.
Yeah. The other is called Fedora Dude. Fedora Dude doesn't do anything too creepy. He just seems more like an eerie presence, and he likes to smile at guests in a creepy way.
I don't like any of this. I don't want to go ever.
I have a picture now of... It is going to be of a man in a
You
sailor
may not
suit.
share. No, thank you.
And it's probably one of the 2 who like to hang around the pool. One of the 2, either Jack or Torrance from the war days, who hangs around the pool now. This is a picture of the pool area. And this is a dude in a sailor suit, right?
I don't like it.
There's his hat, his face, his shirt, and his pants, and he's going towards this entrance here. That man was not there when that picture was taken.
I'm sweating.
There are also often times that shadow people are lurking about the ship. Some people believe that the Queen Mary holds some sort of interdimensional portal, and that ghosts can travel between the living and dead worlds through that portal, and that is why they see these shadowy figures. I also heard one rumor that maybe the shadowy figures are men in black, but it didn't make any sense to me, so I did not include that. And I have a picture of a shadowy figure for you.
No, thank you. No.
Shadowy figure.
Ah! My eyes are watering.
I'm sorry.
You guys don't even know what's coming to you, but I sent Sierra a picture for our Listener Stories Volume 4, and she was like, my eyes are watering.
Oh my god.
What the
I did not like that one. Okay.
fuck is that? I
was
hate
not
it.
okay.
I hate it so much.
Ugh.
Don't send us pictures of spirits you've seen, but also be prepared for us to cry about it.
Literally cry about it.
Our eyes water when we're extremely uncomfortable or sad, okay?
We like ghosts, but we cry about it. The most haunted room on board the ship is room B340. No one really knows who or what haunts there, but the room was gutted and blocked off in 1976 due to so many complaints. It was finally reopened as part of the tour when the ship became a hotel and museum. People often hear banging, knocks on the walls, they see the lights flicker, and the water faucets turn on and off on their own.
I don't like
The
it.
hauntings at The hauntings at the Queen Mary have been televised on shows like Ghost Encounters, Most Haunted, and my favorite, BuzzFeed's Unsolved Supernatural. It is so interesting to me because this is actually the location that created the fear and interest of ghosts in Ryan. He is well known for being terrified of ghosts on Unsolved Supernatural, while Shane, his co-host, is 100% skeptic and often jokingly asks the spirits to kill him because he just does not believe that spirits exist.
If you jokingly asked the spirit to kill me, I would not talk to you ever again.
No. Shane does it to himself. Like, Shane's like, come on, spirits, if you're real, you better kill me because I don't believe you.
Okay. God damn it.
But, yeah. Well, according to Ryan, the one who's scared, he used to be skeptical like Shane too, until he stayed the night on the Queen Mary as a teenager and experienced the hauntings for himself. He went back to the Queen Mary with BuzzFeed and Shane, and it is the only episode ever where Shane has even the slightest hint of the idea that something might be a little weird. So I'm like, this must be something, you know? If this completely changed to skeptic, people who believe in ghosts fully believe that they are here. People who don't believe in ghosts believe that the stories and the spookiness of the old things just play tricks on your mind, and you only think you're seeing and hearing these things. I think that even if it started as people's minds playing tricks on them, the collective groupthink has probably led to accidentally manifesting spirits and noisy energies on board the ship. I would love to go there. However, as a hotel, the Queen Mary went through the hands of many different owners and operators, even being owned by Disney for a few years, who planned on adding it to Disneyland as part of a Disney Seas attraction. But the Disney Seas attraction was built in Tokyo instead. Throughout the years, a few of
How
the
is that
several
better?
owners...
Kuchisaka Una is going to get you. Like, why?
Right? Throughout the years, few of the several owners properly cared for the ship as a ship. The most recent owner closed operation of the Queen Mary in 2020 because of the pandemic, but they also had to file for bankruptcy due to the closure of many of their other properties as well. The Queen Mary was taken as payment and now belongs to the Harbor Department of Long Beach, California. But being that it went without needed maintenance and repairs for years, it is now in need of $23 million in safety repairs before it can reopen.
No.
Some residents of Long Beach, California want to see their tax dollars go towards saving the ship. Some want to see the ship turned into another money-making revenue, such as a museum or a casino, on land, so it needs less maintenance than a ship. And others want it completely gone from Long Beach, as it never really had any connection there anyway. It is a piece of history, but as a cruise liner, its stops were only in the Atlantic Ocean from New York to Europe. So maybe it would be better off being cared for by someone on the East Coast. No one knows what the fate of the Queen Mary will be. And that's the story of the Queen Mary.
That was so good. But I don't ever
unoperational
want to go
and
anywhere near
sad.
it.
I want to go on it, and I also don't want it to be ruined. I don't
No,
want it to be
I don't
gone
want that
forever.
either.
I'm really glad that I have my shot glass from the thrift store because I don't know if I'll ever be able to get one, you know?
I love that you found that at the thrift
closed.
store. Like, that's so meant
Me
to
too.
be. Especially for a spooky episode.
Right.
Ugh.
Well, the thing to me is it seems really spooky, but it doesn't seem really demony. It seems like it carried a lot of life and death. But at least it's not like
I would agree with
it doesn't
that.
seem like demony.
Yes, I would agree with that. Like, the spirits are not malvoyant from what you've described. I would agree. Ugh.
It seems more historically spooky.
I don't wanna.
I'm sad that it might not ever reopen.
Yeah, Sierra, we should go and petition and let us come on.
It needs $23 million worth of safety repairs. I want to go on it, but I don't want to die on it.
I love you all, but I already know that's not a realistic goal.
Yeah. I would just love to see it in person. Like, I just want to go. I want to go on it, though. I don't want to go all the way to Long Beach and then not be allowed on it. That would suck. Let us know what you think of this area. Do you think it's haunted? Do you think we manifested the hauntings? Do you think it should be moved? Do you think it should be shut down? If you're from Long Beach, how do you feel about the ship in your yard?
Crazy
Tell
to
us
think about
all
that.
the things. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Leave us a rating and a review. You can leave reviews on Apple Podcasts and Castbox and Stitcher and Good Pods. Yeah. And you can leave a rating now on Spotify, which is super cool. Do that. We are going to do a little giveaway for the punniest review of January 2022. So leave us a punny review on one of those platforms, and we will read it on the pod. You can find us on... Sorry, I'm not used to doing this. You can find us on Instagram at Twisted and Uncorked, on TikTok at Twisted and Uncorked, on Twitter at Twisted_pod, and our Facebook group is currently Twisted and Uncorked, but Facebook is a little janky right now because Alicia doesn't have one.
It was hacked, okay? I'm sorry.
It was hacked. So anyway, today is January 18th. And on this day, in 1644, America's very first UFO sighting was reported by pilgrims in Boston.
Beat me up.
1644. I bet they were later called witches.
Yeah, of course
Sorry.
they were. They were burned at the stake. Kidding me?
Probably.
And we will see you next week for another episode. And in the meantime,
Keep it twisted.
Thank you for listening to Twisted and Uncorked Podcast. Remember, if you like the show, to go leave us a 5-star rating and review. We couldn't do it without you guys. Now stay tuned to hear about another cool podcast.
Hi there, I'm Megan,
And I'm Danielle.
and we are Crime and Roses.
We are a true crime and Bachelor franchise recap podcast.
Yeah, we're both.
We are two Georgia attorneys watching and recapping all things Bachelor just for you.
So we're talking Bachelor, Bachelorette,
Bachelor in Paradise, Winter Games, Summer Games, all the games.
basically any show that ABC comes up with and forces us to watch, and then we'll release a true crime episode connected to what we've seen on the show that week.
So if you don't like true crime, we have The Bachelor. And if you don't like The Bachelor, we have true crime.
And if you don't like either,
We're probably not the podcast for you, and that's okay.
so if you're into one of those things, both of those things, come check us out as we combine our two favorite things into one-stop listening shop for you.
So find us on your favorite podcatcher and on social media at Crime and Roses, and email us at crimeandroses@gmail.com.
Bye, love you, mean it.